Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn and Bill will have a fierce sweepstakes while Liam struggles to flash back. At the sanitarium, Liam recalled his name and now seems to be doing well, all effects considered. Although Liam will have to be covered nearly as he recovers, he's at least awake, alert and suitable to answer questions. Still, there's one question that Liam may not be important help with. Liam is drawing a blank when it comes to how his head injury happened, so he may not recall important despite his repeated attempts. Of course, it's possible some bits and pieces will come back to Liam ultimately, but he may not know for sure how it all went down. Since Dr. Grace has wondered if someone did this to Liam, Steffi might run with that proposition and settle on Luna as a possible suspect. Speaking of Luna, she'll become the content of Finn and Bill's tense discussion on Wednesday's show. Finn will lash out at Bill for icing Luna's freedom, but Bill will defend his conduct and act like Finn's the problem then. Since Bill was suitable to get once Luna's miscalculations and give her another chance to be a better person, he'll feel like Finn should do the same, especially now that he knows he's Luna's natural father. Bill may slam Finn for being an enduring pater and act like the good croaker. Needs to be a little further understanding when it comes to his son. Although Finn will remain drawn to Luna, he'll know that relating with her in any way would provoke Steffi's wrath. Steffi has flat out interdicted Finn from being anywhere near Luna, so he'll have to keep that in mind. At some point, both Finn and Bill will get updates on Liam's shocking medical fire. Steffi may deliver the news and make some prognostications about Liam being okay, but there'll still be enterprises about how Liam ended up like this. Steffi may go on a charge for vengeance if she becomes fixated on the idea that Luna's shamefaced of an attack on Liam. Some heroic Steffi news got Liam emotional while Daphne stopped Seekin and Carter fight. At the sanitarium, Liam was suitable to flash back his name, but he was taken suddenly to learn he was in the sanitarium following a brain bleed. After Dr. Grace praised Steffi for saving Liam's life, he was deeply moved. Liam bothered Kelly might have seen him bleeding on the ground, but Steffi assured him that she didn't. Steffi explained that she set up Liam outside the Spencer manse and eventually questioned Liam about what happened. In Finn's office, he told Lee that Kelly was staying at a friend's house down the road. Finn was puzzled over why Steffi wasn't getting back to him, but he tried to make positive prognostications despite the worries that were growing. At Forrester Creations, Ridge assured Zend that cutting hope for the future had nothing to do with his gift. Zend couldn't help but feel for Hope a little, so Ridge suggested he was starting to sound like Brooke. Daphne easily had no sympathy for Hope and felt like her blasting was no great loss for Forrester. In the design office, Cleric went on a diatribe since Carter was a cheater, betrayer and heartbreaker. Carter eventually had enough of Deacon's ranting and fired back with a poke about Deacon being the first man to abandon Hope. Cleric got angry enough to use some karate moves on Carter as a major fight broke out. Carter wound up with an incision on his head before he eventually dived back at Deacon and turned this into a full-blooded brawl. Daphne ultimately heard the commotion and came running in, so she hovered to call security on Deacon before learning he was Hope's father. After assuming Deacon was there to defend his son's honor, she claimed Hope had none. At Brooke's place, Hope returned and offered updates on her visit with Cleric to get support. Brooke tried to act like she was probative as well since she made a pitch to Ridge. Hope acted like it was meaningless and didn't need Carter fighting for her either, especially since he didn't stand up for her when it signified. Hope may say 6 shocking words to score another chance at Forrester Creations. Will Hope eventually swallow her pride and make the statement that the Forresters need to hear? Grounded on some blurted snaps behind the scenes at B&B, it looks like Hope will ultimately go back to work in Forrester country. Up to now, Steffi has been adamant about not trusting Hope enough to work with her. Ridge doesn't want Hope at the company either since Hope can't accept that what she did was wrong. Still, Hope will do some soul-searching in the coming weeks and may gain a new perspective. At the veritably least, Hope will get a memorial of how short life is and how you have to make the utmost of every moment. Liam Fire should give Hope a big assignment in that department. Steffi saved Liam from a grim fate, so Hope may end up thanking her rival for delivering the father of their daughters. There may eventually be some covetousness on Hope's end due to Liam and Steffi's moping connection, but she'll surely be thankful Steffi came through for him when she did. That could give Steffi and Hope a little common ground. Liam himself might push them to work effects out once he's recovered enough, so that could lead to Hope apologizing and Steffi being more open-inclined. Whatever the case, it sounds like Hope for the future may be reinstated, or differently Steffi might give Hope a new design to attack as a concession. Either way, it seems Hope will go back to work at Forrester Creations, but she'll have to say those 6 shocking words we suggested at first: "I'm sorry and I was wrong." Still, it could be enough to move Steffi and Ridge that there's still a spot for her at the company following all the preemption drama with Carter. If Hope can make that statement and unfeignedly mean it, Hope may make some prognostications about being a platoon player again and grovel a bit to get her bottom back in the door. More changes are brewing at Forrester Creations, so stay tuned for updates on any important news ahead for Hope. Elektra isn't ready to take effects to the coming position with Good Joe Will. She revealed her passions to Ivy, and it's clear that while the youthful couple are okay for now, this issue will come to a head. At the same time that Elektra was revealing all, Luna was hitting on Will Spencer at Il Giardino. She'd had her eye on him for a while now, indeed though they allowed at one time that they were siblings. EW. Let's face it, Will is a red thoroughbred, handsome, rich, and talented Joe. When he started at FC, all the models were each over him. And he didn't mind that one bit. Elektra described herself as a girl who isn't ready to sleep with Will, and although he has been understanding therefore far, she's hysterical that will change at some point. Will allow Luna to bemire his character? He'll delve in ultimately and all hell will break loose. Suckers saw Will and Elektra dining before she was called back to work. Before this, he wanted to be alone with her and rubbed her leg, which made her feel uncomfortable. It wasn't surprising that Will didn't appreciate the interruption. That was Luna's cue to go up to Will and principally offer him fellowship and a bag of chips. It took a while, but Will ultimately turned her down. Who differently allowed that Luna was making advance before she was told to take a hike. Luna persisted and offered to be musketeers with benefits. Will said no, but his conduct spoke volumes as he smelled his lip and looked directly at the seductress. Will isn't pleased with his pater. Bill getting sicky Luna out of jail, but that didn't stop the forward girl from coming on to him and saying that she owes Bill. Will told Elektra about the sleazy hassle, and Luna will tell her rival to stay down from Will. Push comes to push, literally, and we get the feeling that these barracuda are going to hassle over the Spencer heir at law. This week we will see how Will reacts to the prospect of Elektra keeping him at bay and Luna offering him everything. Tell us, BMB suckers, what do you suppose Will decide to do?